Hello everyone, today our topic is COI model and its application in a flipped learning classroom. And the first part of COI model and its application in the flipped learning classroom is learning objective. Before in the deep discussion, let's first clarify the two core goals shared this time. First, we need to master the theoretical selection of the COL model. Second, we need to learn how to implement these theories into an actual flip teaching design. So, by the end of this section, you will not just know the theory, they will able to build a better classroom. The first learning objective is define the COI model and then the three processes. You should identify the authors and the original of COI framework. You should also define the flipped learning, analyze the definition and functions of social teaching cognitism presence. And the second part of learning objective is you should establish a strategic linkage. Just like you should explain the COI processes and then the flipped classroom structure. And you also should know how to use it in the real world. You should apply it to the real world and development a comprehensive flipped lesson plan that transform a standard classroom into a high inquiry community. The second part of this section is authors and background. I will provide the authors and the theoretical background. The authors are Garrison, Anderson, and Archer. And now I will show you the conceptual background. As the slide mentioned, we can see the first is theoretical roles. Rooted in social constructivism and the pragmatism of John Dewey. And then is the challenge. They need to develop the address of lack of deep, meaningful inquiry in early online learning environment. Last part is the vision. COI model need to shift the focus from simple content delivery to the creation of an collaborative community for meaning making. And now is the third part of this section, is instruction to COL model. At the beginning of this part, we need to know that learning is not just about getting information, it's about joining a community of mutual inquiry. And now we need to definition of the COI model and describe the three pillars. The community of inquiry theoretical framework represents a process of creating a deep and meaningful learning experience through the development of three elements: social, cognitive, and teaching presence. And we also show the intersection of deep learning. Deep learning occurs only when teaching, social, cognitive presence overlap and reach a balance, and the balance is the path to the deep learning. We should also know the significance of intersections. Teaching and social can setting climate, At the same time, social and cognitive can supporting discourse. Teaching and cognitive can selecting content. The final goal is to create a high and profound and socially support learning environment. We can see the figure about COI model. Without any dimension, the learning effect will be greatly reduced. And now is the fourth part of this section, is social principles. Social principles means the sense of belonging, interaction, and cooperation among members of the community. This element is characterized by three categories: emotional expression, open communication, and group cohesion. These categories are associated with activities such as risk-free expression, encouraging collaboration, and expressing emotions. As for emotional expression, this category is indicated by emotions. It involved expression, emotion, and feelings related to the learning experience. Open communication means creating an environment where the learners feel comfortable to express their ideas. Then, group cohesion is encouragement collaboration. It involves creating a sense of community among learners and promoting collaboration and teamwork. The fifth part is teaching process. Teaching process involved instructor planning, guiding, and providing resources for the course. This element by three categories: instructional management, building understanding, and direct instruction. These categories are associated with activities such as defending and innovating discussion topics, sharing personal meanings, and focus on discussion and teaching process. And now I'm going to explain these three indicators. The first one is instructional management. It involves setting the stage for learning by defining the learning objectives and initiate discussions related to the learning objectives. And then is building understanding. It involves sharing personal experience and perspectives related to the learning objective. And the last one is direct instruction. This category focuses on focusing discussion. It involves guiding the discussion to ensure that it stays on the track and it focuses on the learning objectives. The sixth part of this section is cognitive presence. The process of critical thinking, inquiry, and problem solving within the community. This element is by four categories: triggering event, exploration, interaction, and resolution. These categories are associated with activities such as information change, connecting ideas, and applying new ideas. There are four phase indicators. The first one is trigger element. It is the first step in the cognitive process and involves identifying a problem or question that need to be addressed. The second step is the cognitive process and involves sharing ideas and perspectives related to the problem or a question identified in the trigger event. The third step is integration. It needs to share ideas during exploration. And the last part is resolution. It needs solve the problem or answer the question identified in the triggering event. The seventh part of this section is categories and indicators. The table is very clarified. As we mentioned, cognitive has 4 categories. It is triggering event, exploration, integration, and resolution. And the indicator of it is sense of puzzlement, information exchange, connecting ideas, and apply new ideas. As for social presence part, the category of social presence is emotional exploration, open communication, and group cohesion. And the indicator of it is emotional risk-free expression and encourage collaboration. We also can see the last is teaching presence. It also has 3 categories. It has instructional management, building understanding, and direct instruction. The indicator of it is defending or indicating distraction topics, sharing personal meanings, or focusing discussion. The 8th part of this session is flipped learning model. We should know what is flipped learning. The core definition of flipped learning is reverse the order of classroom lectures and after classroom homework. Transforming the classroom time into a dynamic, interactive environment for the collaborative learning. For per class time, just like before the class, we should focus on the thinking and understanding. While in classroom, we should have an environment of applying and creating. There are also 3 core logic of the flipping lessons. The first one is cognitive recording, and the second is shift of roles. The third is optimization of class time. There are 4 pillars of FLIP. The first part is F, means flexible environment. For this part, educators should create a flexible space that allows students to choose when and where they learn. They often rearrange the physical or virtual learning space to accommodate a lesson or unit, supporting either group work or independent study. And the second part is learning culture. It means shift from teacher-centered to student-centered culture. In this part, its focus shifts from the teacher to the students. Class time is dedicated to exploring topics in greater depth and creating rich learning opportunities. The third part is intentional content. It means teacher evaluate the content of teaching. The teacher should continue thinking about how they can use the flipped learning model to help students develop conceptual understanding and procedural fluency. They evaluate what content they need to teach and what materials students should explore on their own. The last part is P, professional educator. The professional educators are more important than ever in a flipped classroom. During class time, they continually observe their students, providing them with a relevant feedback in time. They are reflective in their practice and concept with each other to improve their instruction. The last part of this session is application of COI model in a flipped learning model. We can see the framework of application first. I choose a case study as an example, and at first, let me show you the COI framework. In per class, we need to give the students a link, give them a trigger by asking them a challenge question. While in class, there will be more social processes. And the post-class, the teachers should giving their students some feedback. And the students should resolution the cases of cognitive processes. In conclusion, COI model provides the possibility of flipping the classroom. It reminds us that the education is still the connection between people and the collision of thinking and the professional guidelines. I hope that through today's sharing, everyone can have a new inspiration on how to build a deep classroom.